Hello everyone, welcome to Wildfire and Earth. My name is Bradley. Today we're going to be doing a pick a deck reading for Uranus Retrograde. I put in the title that this is about awake and arise because Uranus is the planet of ascension, awakening, and completion. On August 15th, it will station retrograde, and that means that you might have thought that you knew all there was to know about ascension, about being woke, about being connected, and about being enlightened. But they're saying, Spirit is saying Uranus is retrograding, coming through to all of us here at the tail end of 2020 and saying, you don't even know the half. So let's dive into the cards. I've put timestamps down below for you to check out the readings. I'm going to be using, let's see here, how many decks did I pull up? 6 decks to really distill this message. And you'll need to look at the timestamps and look if you need to do reading 1, reading 2, or reading 3. I'm going to be doing 3 general readings for everyone just to kind of dive into these energies, how they're going to be playing on your personal life and manifesting in your life. So keep in mind, a lot of this is going to be themed around awakening, completion, and illumination, because Uranus going retrograde is really going to bring a lot of awareness into our energy bodies, our mental bodies, bringing subconscious messages up to the surface and actually having that aha moment. So let's dive in. Right now starts reading number 1. Hello everyone that clicked on reading number 1. Thank you for joining me, and I am excited to check out these energies that Uranus retrograde has in store for all of us here in reading number 1. If you like any of the decks that I'm using today, be sure to check the description box below for a list of those. While I do a quick sage. Okay. Holy Father, Holy Mother, we thank you for this beautiful day today. We thank you for the many blessings, both seen and unseen, within our lives. And we just ask that you will help expand our consciousness, give us wisdom, and let us know what is in store as Uranus stations retrograde. In the name of the Father, and the Mother, and the Holy Spirit, we thank you. I now invite all of our spirit guides, all of our angels, all of our starseed collectives, all of our spirit animals, our totems, and power beings. I invite ancestors, and I also invite every single being that has ever been kind to us to enter this space and give us messages for Uranus retrograde 2020. So let's start with the first card that is going to act as our theme for this particular reading. I'm going to be pulling from the Starseed Oracle deck to begin. I think it's great to start with the Starseed Collective because they are all about astrology, space. You know, they're up there kind of in the 4th, 5th, 6th dimensions, altering the planets, moving and shaping energies that descend on Earth and allow for ascension. So it is a perfect time to enter the Starseed Collective. Let's just quickly check out what's happening on the below. So below really is a great way, if you're starting readings, to look at some of the subconscious and hidden messages that might be coming through. So this is a theme to keep in mind as you're going through, you know, this Uranus retrograde, which goes from August 15th till January 16th. So literally it is the last half of 2020 moving into 2021. These energies of your star family are going to be coming through to you, and you're a part of a team. They're reminding you, we can only help you when you call us in for support. Now this might also be, I'm seeing souls are leaving the earth realm, moving into higher planes, moving on, going in separate directions, and also even following their mission here on planet Earth. So let's see what the Starseed Oracle has for us. Trust the timing. So a lot of you might be struggling with making plans, drawing up projects, and things as Uranus retrograde really sinks its teeth in and sets in on the 15th. A lot of our plans that we've been planning, we may perceive it as it falling apart. But trust the timing is just saying, Trust that it's not falling apart. It is falling into place, and all of your prayers are being answered. So it says, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. It's basically like a cosmic message that I'm hearing that just says, don't panic. Don't panic. You see these beautiful sunset clouds up here. I mean, I'm really getting a Sirius B vibe from this card. The way the sunset is going and the way the clouds are showing, that really comes from like a binary star system type thing. And there's also beautiful light on the horizon. And then there seems to be a bit of waiting involved. So if this is happening to you from August 15th to January 16th during this Uranus retrograde, trust the timing. Be patient. Ask your angels to help you see how things are working out. You know, if you feel like it's not working fast enough for you, have Spirit show you how, yes, it is. There's just a lot of stuff. I'm feeling a lot of stuff is going on underneath the surface. Like, that's why we have the ocean here. A lot of stuff is outside of your perception. You can't see it. It's deeper than you. It's going on an energetic cellular level. So these changes are coming, and maybe perhaps what you asked for requires a lot of shifting and changing. So to dive deeper into that, we're going to jump over to the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds to dive into the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energies here. So let's go to our Divine Feminine here on the left and see where we're coming from here. All right, this is the card. All right, so the Divine Feminine is 22, a master number, insight, magical tools, writing, and star crafting. So this is a lot of journaling. This is a lot of planning. This is a lot of written word manifestation. Some of us that are old-fashioned would even call this spelling in its, most basic form, because a lot of us, when we think of spells, we think of ritual and ceremony. But really, spelling is the simple act of writing something out and claiming it as your own. So the Divine Feminine is reminding us that that ability lies within you. It's connected to your solar plexus chakra, and I'm even seeing here that is a blend of your solar plexus chakra and your throat chakra. So you're blending those energies to manifest what you want. So when you're trusting the timing and you're writing up, excuse me, yep, see, there's the throat chakra. It's activating right now as I'm telling you this. It's like clenching. So to relieve some of that anxiety, write out what you want. Be specific. Be as specific as possible, because the more vague you are when it comes to manifestation, the universe has a harder time manifesting what you desire. So if you're not getting exactly what you want, it's perhaps because you're not being specific enough. And they're bringing you what you want, and you keep rejecting it because it's not exactly what you thought you wanted. So either you can trust the universe and begin to accept their lessons and begin to accept exactly what they're sending to you and rejecting, the answer to prayer, or you can start accepting it and maybe even go back over your journals over these next few months. Go back over your journals and see how much has manifested from what you were asking for. Because I would almost bet that like 90% has been manifested. And this is just that last 10% that is going to get you over the edge and get you moving towards your life purpose. So for the Divine Masculine, we have the Temple of Dreams. So sacred dreams, prophecies, and dream journeys. Wow. Okay, so I believe Neptune is actually stationing direct very soon. And I'm seeing here that this is going to bring clarity to all those fuzzy dreams that you've been having. Okay, so you're going to start having very sacred dreams where you're rendezvousing, possibly with this star family support, friends, soul family on different levels. So if old friends start popping up in your dreams, pay attention. Listen to their messages. If you're sitting down and you're having a conversation, say with your grandfather or your grandmother or someone that gives you that type of energy of wisdom, listen. Don't try to rush off to some adventure in your dream. You're like, ugh, this is boring. Why would I want to sit here and do this? Take it as a time and opportunity to actually go on an inner journey, that this is a journey of discovery. You don't actually have to be going on exploration and adventure to explore. You can explore within yourself as well. So the 36-9, that's a lot of shamanic energies, also a lot of hermit energies. So this might be actually practicing the art of astral projection. So we have written manifestation, trust in the timing, and then Temple of Dreams. So there is a lot going on the spiritual front here. We have timing is essential, that you have to be patient, wait for it, let things come to you, don't force it, trust. And then we have insight, 22. You're learning to manifest and trust in what you're manifesting and trust in what the universe is bringing you. And then we have 36, Temple of Dreams here, bringing your dreams to fruition. That is the masculine energy, bringing these in, and they're going to show up in your subconscious first. So if you start seeing yourself working and doing what you've been dreamed about, it is almost here. It is so close to manifesting that it's just, I get excited just thinking about it actually. So now we're going to go on to the tarot to dive into some of your energies just a little deeper and a little more specific to this reading for you. Okay. So tarot, what messages do you have for these readers for group 1? Ooh, how exciting. I can't wait to find out. Uranus retrograde has always fascinated me because it's all about awakening and being like, oh, you just thought you knew, So some of you, these first 3 cards, it's not shocking to me, but now that we're going into the tarot, I really feel like some of us are going to get a little bit of a jolt and, oh, that's not quite what I thought I was supposed to be doing, but actually that sounds better. It's those type of moments that happen during Uranus retrograde. So here we go. Okay, so we have right off the bat the Prince of Cups coming out, and then the 10 of Swords. Oh, and the Lovers. Okay. So let's see here. Some of y'all, it's going to be, this Uranus retrograde is actually going to affect your relationships. Okay, but I'm just seeing here that there was someone in your life that was manipulating you, playing games, and you weren't quite in on it. It's like they were doing a reality show. Punked is what I'm hearing. You got punked a little bit. And maybe this has caused you to guard your heart, to think that nothing is but doom and gloom. Nothing is but betrayal, that if I open my heart again, someone is just going to hurt me. Someone is just going to rip me open, and I can't live through that again. So you've become so guarded to the point of that you're actually ruining your physical health. Okay, and then here, I can't help but notice that these candles intertwined are so much the same shape as this if we look at it. Okay, but you see how it's in a reversed way? So this is constantly thinking about yourself, drawing the energies down into yourself. But what Spirit wants to remind you of through these cards up here is that you can easily shift that energy to opening your heart and loving again. And then the Spirit brings about this support. This Lovers card is not necessarily lovers in the way that you think of it, of like, oh, I'm going to find my twin flame, I'm going to find my divine counterpart. This is more about your soul family coming to you and creating a lasting bond, a lasting relationship. So be on the lookout for those soul family encounters coming through, helping you out during this journey. Oh, how exciting. So we're coming from kind of a dark time, kind of a jaded time here, into a little bit more clarity. So we're going to jump to the Awake Inner Wisdom cards really fast. Okay, that's the one they want. Okay, so yeah, they're saying you're taking things a little too seriously right now because dance just jumped out. Dance, dance. Sing, dance. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop laughing and appreciating the joy of silence and doing nothing? When did you stop enjoying life? That's their message. They're like, you've got to get out of your head, right? Because swords is all about mental thoughts. So this is a mental trap you've placed yourself in. Oh, sweethearts. Okay. Well, we got 2 cards jumping out there. They just want to remind you, begin to see yourself as a spiritual being, having an earthly experience of growth and transformation. And next we have make clear, calm thinking your goal. Okay, so they're telling you that you can shift the way you think. It doesn't have to stay that way. And lastly, angels, thank you. Angels, this is the message. They're saying release the past. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. So remember, trust the timing. Manifest. Trust in your dreams. Have faith in yourself. Release failure. Release doubt. Release those negative emotions that hold you back. And Uranus Retrograde is going to be a winning season for you. I'm so excited because you're finally going to get your groove back. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you. Bye. Hello, beautiful souls that chose reading number 2. I'm a little bit tongue-tied there for a second. So maybe you're going to be a bit tongue-tied for the next few months. But also, as I was starting your reading, getting ready, readjusting the cards from reading 1, I got like a tense pressure on the top of my head. So for me, that usually symbolizes crown activations. And, crown chakra, downloads, messages, opening to clairaudience, opening to clairvoyance, opening up that head, to not be so closed off, not to limit. The saying is coming through, the only limitations in life are the ones you set. So let's see what Uranus Retrograde has in store for you. With that message coming through, I think we're definitely going to be dealing with expansion and awakening, right? Because that is what Uranus is all about. So they're going to be shifting your perspective, and you might fight it. Maybe that's the pressure I'm feeling in my head a little bit, of just that tenseness, that fighting and being like, no, that's not what I think. That's not how it's supposed to be. But the universe is trying to tell you that is exactly how it is. So for the first reading, I did this as well. So we're going to look at the bottom of the deck. This is kind of the subconscious movement that's coming through. You might not even be aware of it, but just remember that you are a child of the cosmos. And the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Oh, that's why there's that pressure up inside y'all's head, right? You got the whole universe living inside of your body. Ooh, and we got 2 cards for you guys. Okay, that was a surprise. But, okay, so here we are. We are getting lifting the veil. Question everything. Anything unaligned must go. Okay, so you're questioning your beliefs. You're going through a really big time of revelation, of revealing, okay? So this is kind of like biblical apocalyptic. What I thought I knew nothing. Like I really didn't understand. I really didn't know. Things are coming out that you were totally unaware of. You were in the dark of. It's okay. You're getting a glimpse behind the curtain. But you have to notice here, there's so much you could take in. Focus on the light. Focus on the beauty. Where are the helpers? Where are the people doing the good deeds? Find them and focus on them. Send your love and light. Add to their light, okay? That's what this message is bringing to us today. Focus on the helpers. And lastly, deep cellular healing. Okay, so this is downloads coming from Arcturus, okay? Physical and emotional healing. You are going to feel like you are wrapped in divine light, in divine love. You may even be visiting temples in your sleep. That's what I'm seeing here. You're going on a spiritual journey of recovery and healing. And it's a transition period that takes a little faith to trust in the universe that it has the best in mind for you, that no one is out to get you, that they're here helping you, okay? But this also means coming at it. If you're all up in your head, like I'm seeing with this lifting the veil card, this is going to be some intense energy for you, okay? You kind of got to get more in your body and let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel the energies flowing in and open that crown chakra, right? Open your awareness. Some of you might have fear or maybe even religious beliefs, old religious beliefs that are holding you back from really opening up to these divine energies, because there's so much more than angels. There are beautiful, beautiful higher light beings that are on our side too. Of course, there is always negative. There is always negative in there as well. But it's about what you focus on. So this is about learning what you focus on, okay? And focusing on healing. And anything that is unaligned, release it. Let it go. If it doesn't resonate with you, let it go, including this reading. Remember, with readings, if it doesn't resonate with you, let it go. So I'm going to jump over to the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. I just used the Starseed Oracle to check the main energy, but now we're going to be checking the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine through the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. If you like any of these decks and you'd like to use them for your own readings, check out the links below. You can look down there and go pick out that deck. Okay, so yes, this is a time of resurrection, right? I was like, literally, it's like revelation. So the Judgment card is coming to mind here. A huge shift in what you believe and what you see and how you act. It's almost as if all of that spiritual work is finally paying off and your head just bursts, like your crown chakra explodes. And in celebration, and you've got to come back, you have rebirth, and it's renewal. So this 6-month cycle from August 15th to January 25th is going to be a huge shift for you. I mean, look at these beautiful colors here. We have blues and golds and pinks and the gorgeous, like, Labradorite essence shimmer in this card of the Deep Cellular Healing. So light is going to be very important for you. The Divine Feminine is reminding you that 32 goes down to 5. So this resurrection comeback may feel a little similar to labor, okay? But it's an energetic labor. You're birthing something. You're birthing the new you. And you're opening yourself and allowing yourself to come into who you should be. Okay, maybe you're stepping away from your 9-to-5 job. Maybe you're taking a new job and it's aligning you with Soul Tribe. Maybe you're opening up and just, singing more, being more open, being more aware of what's going on in life, because there's something here that makes me feel like you've kind of been asleep. And like this just jostles you awake and you realize you've been asleep because you were wounded, you were hurt, and you were closed off, and now you're opening, right? Okay, so then this next card here is Aurora Garden, beginnings, initiation, and origin. So this is telling me that with this card, you might even want to start studying some ceremonial magic, joining, a group that has, specific ways of learning, that everybody learns at the same pace, like a really structured learning, right? Because that's what initiation always reminds me of. And then we have this temple here as well that's very reminiscent of kind of the Greek school of thought and philosophy, where everybody learns at the same pace, very Western learning, right? It's almost like learning by rote. So dig into books, go to libraries, follow a specific tradition. That's what I'm hearing right now. Pick one, is what they're saying. You may feel that there is truth in everything, but right now you're the jack of all trades and master of nothing. You haven't finished anything. And they want you, and I'm not saying that that's everybody, but that's just the energy I'm getting from our spirit guides here telling us, you haven't really done 100% of anything you tried to do. And this is this time that what's showing you is this is how you're healing. If you can find a path that connects to you, that aligns with you, take the path and follow it to completion. See where it leads. Go down that path. Let it teach you. Let its messages really absorb. Because I feel like for group 2 here, you guys are very spiritually gifted. You guys have beautiful dreams. You're very psychic. You're very aware. But you haven't chosen something about institutions are really like they chafe you. You get irritated because you're like, well, I love 75% of this, but that 25 I can't abide by. So find a path that you can be around people that work with you, that have gone through what you're going through, and learn. Allow them to teach you. Be teachable. Because here we have a younger looking soul opening to the veil. So this is a moment where you're opening up. You're opening up and allowing people to teach you something that maybe you didn't see before. All right, so let's jump into the tarot and see some of the personal energies that are coming through with card reading 2 here. As you know, sometimes the oracles are more higher energies, love and light, and they're like, everything's going to be okay. And then the tarot can come in and go, ooh, watch out. Don't go for that person, or don't go this direction. That's usually our ancestors speaking. Oh, and a feather just drifted by. So I'm getting told the angels are going to be speaking through your tarot deck right now. So call on your angels and ask them to send us a message right now that divinely aligns with your purpose, this Uranus retrograde, and how to get you to where you need to go, okay? All right, they're saying that's good for the shuffle. Let's check it out. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords, the Game Master. Ooh, and we have the Six of Cups, pleasure, and the Ace of Discs. Okay, so see, you guys, this, you might have been thinking of spirituality as kind of a game. This is really what I'm hearing. You've been very cerebral about your spirituality. You know a lot. This is speaking to me very personally. I know a lot about a lot of different subjects, but I'm kind of the same way as you. I've never really stuck with one path and really followed it through to completion. There are a few of them, like with my Reiki and my shamanism training, but I also feel like I've gotten to the point where I've got too many tricks in my bag, and so whenever it does come to doing readings or going into a client, I have so many options that I could do that it's hard for me to choose. It's that Seven of Cups energy, right? Like where you have too many choices, so you avoid making a choice, which of course is a choice in and of itself. But this is saying, make your move. Pick a path and stick with it, okay? Whether that is a path of, Buddhism, or you choose to follow Wicca, or you find someone who could teach you all about Celtic shamanism, or if it's even just taking a course on tarot and learning the entirety that there is to know about tarot, just really digging in and actually owning like a path, a spiritual path, because this is all about finding your niche, okay? Because they're saying this has been limiting your ability to really understand the mysteries and understand, like, you see the truth, you see the overarching mysteries, because you do have such a beautiful, you're so open, this water energy coming through, you're so psychic and perceptive that it's almost like you know the answer before it's spoken. But they're saying you've got to let go of that thought that you know everything, because you don't, right? Because that's what Uranus in retrograde is all about. You thought you knew, but you don't even know the half. And so right now, the angels are saying you don't know what you're missing by not following a path. What about the fellowship? What about the one-on-one teaching that you don't get from a book, right? This is what this is talking about. Find your people. And lastly, that will lead you on a completely different road, okay? It's an Ace of Discs, which all aces are gifts, wishes granted, and seeds planted. So it is a seed that you have to nourish, but this is a mighty seed that's coming through to you, because here we have Atlas holding up the world, and what makes our world go round? Money, monetary value, capitalism, right? So something about choosing this path is going to be very lucrative for you. that it opens up abundance. And perhaps maybe you have been in a place of lack where you haven't got to enjoy these pleasures, and you thought that that was just the choice you had made, that you needed to live in, an aesthetic life, minimalist, and you just don't get those type of worldly pleasures on your path. Well, Uranus is coming in to say you deserve that. You deserve luxuries. You deserve nice things. You don't have to live a destitute life in order to have a full, spiritual, fulfilling life. You can have both. And something about the path you choose is going to allow you to move into that. So ruminate and think about that over the next few months. Perhaps look back at comebacks or whatever you were studying whenever you first started. Get back to the basics. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting back to the basics of my Celtic shamanism, and I've been learning so much about myself and, just reevaluating, going back over old journals and realizing this is why I decided to do what I do. So that's that renewal feeling, and that excitement of being a beginner and being an initiate, because I can look back on those journals and read and know myself. I can see that, right? I can see that sacred connection. Thank you, cards. I can see that sacred connection of how spirit was chasing me, of how the divine had called me to work in a way where I get to share my voice with others and I get to help them find healing. And that is so precious to me because someone did that for me and I wanted to give that gift to other people. And that's how she wanted me to repay people, was just return the gift. Just return goodness. One good deed deserves another. So that's how my practice is. It's about connection. It's about learning to be with people, and something in your practice keeps you kind of disconnected from other people. You might think you're the only one. So this is all about seeking a teacher that can, help you heal, help you align, and really just lift the veil of what you thought you knew. Okay, so this deck has been giving me 2 cards. This is the second reading that's done this, but practice speaking positively about other people and events, especially the future. So they're saying, watch your words, watch your mind. Oop, this one's upside down. Trust in divine order, and you are being helped. But since it was upside down, I feel like you're kind of missing it, and you're kind of thinking this as a hindrance, right? It's like you wake up late and you're like, oh, I'm so frustrated. But then as you're driving to work, there's a wreck, and you realize, if I would have been crossing this intersection at this time like I normally do, that very well could have been me. Divine intervention. Something's telling me rejection is God's protection in this message. And they also want you to deeply look at this card here. Look at the connectedness. Look at the awareness, the opening that comes from actually starting your path. Because I feel like you've been avoiding it by, chasing truth or chasing feeling or chasing your intuition, and you've gotten a little discombobulated. But this earth guide is coming through and saying your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. Okay? This earth guide wants to remind you that simplicity is sometimes the most amazing and incredible thing there is. And maybe that's what it's all about. So happy Uranus retrograde. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and like for anytime I set up new videos. I'm going to start doing more and more readings here. And I'm just really excited to connect with all of you and see what the future holds. Have a good one. Hello, beautiful souls. Oh, honk honk goes the train. I hope none of you can hear that because it is loud. But I am talking through a very cool microphone that hopefully captures my own voice and nothing else. But as I was saying hello to you, group 3, a train went off. So we've got some revelations going on, right? I'm really feeling Archangel Gabriel very strongly here as we clear the cards. Something connected to your heart chakra might be going on, okay, over this Uranus retrograde. Because remember, Uranus is the planet of awakening illumination, expansion, and completion. So retrograde is all about shaking up and coming in and saying, you think you're a master, you think you know everything there is to know, but you don't even know the half. And so I'm really excited to share these readings with you today. Let's get started with the Starseed Oracle for the theme card. All of the decks I'm using today are going to be below in the comments, so you can check those out if you enjoy them and you want to use them for your own personal readings. Feel free to follow those links there. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this reading. Group 3. Okay, so let's check out. Now, I've done this with everyone else, so I'm going to do it with you. Here's your card, but I'm going to set this right here, and then we're going to look at the bottom of the deck. Oh, Starkeeper! Hello, Starkeepers. How are you guys doing? So this is your subconscious. You might not even know you're a Starkeeper, but you might have a connection to ancient Egypt. You might enjoy Egyptian pyramids, or maybe even building blocks, Legos, science, things like that. You may be a very analytical mind. Because the Egyptians were very intellectual, very smart. They knew about the cells and what made up atoms, electrons, neutrons, and protons, all that fun stuff, before microscopes. Does that not baffle your mind? Well, some of these sciences might be coming in through you because it's being reminded, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So you are definitely here on a soul mission from another galaxy to anchor in some beautiful energies that have never been here on planet Earth before. And it is time to fall into my arms. Okay, that sounded a little weird because that means I'm going to have like 5 people falling into my arms, and I might not be able to catch you all. But in expansion, it's time to fall into the universe's arms, right? The Starkeeper collective. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding opposite and extremes of life. I feel like on this life journey, you have definitely seen some extremes. You've seen some victories, you've seen some destruction, you've seen goodness, you've seen mercy, and you've also seen the worst of the worst. You've seen vile hate and just bitterness and anger eat people up. You've seen it all. You have seen it all. And so Uranus Retrograde is coming in to say, hey, take a breather, fall into my arms. It's time to come home. It's time to return home. So that might be self-care, taking baths, taking nice Epsom baths or herbs or oils, whatever you prefer to do. Find your quiet spot in nature, get away, time for a vacation, right? Take the time to really just fall. There's that horn again. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel is telling you, yes, fall into my arms. Call upon me. If you work with angels, call upon Archangel Gabriel or a spiritual equivalent for you for that, to fall into their arms and allow yourself to be nurtured, okay? Because Gabriel can appear as feminine or masculine. Remember, angels don't have sexes, right? They don't have male and female. That's an earth thing, okay? They appear male or female for us. Gabriel usually appears female to me in a nurturing capacity in green and reds, right? Because it's that home, root chakra, home, and the green. That's where we get Christmas. It's just that red and green color of connectedness and family and, ancestry and tradition. So as we're coming into this Uranus retrograde, it does begin on August 15th and goes through January 16th. So you're going to have okay, that's a little too much, Spirit. You're going to have a few holidays in there. So it might be time, if you haven't celebrated them, or if you've kind of been too busy working, take the time to celebrate the holidays this year. Take the time to gather around with family. Take the time. Just take time, okay? That's the message I keep hearing really strongly. And we're going to pull from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds for a message from the Divine Feminine. It's time to go on a sacred journey, right? Introversion, seeker, self-knowledge. So this is a lot of that Hermit card coming through, and that's what's here too. This cave-like, being baptized, being on a place of a sacred journey of looking for something sacred within yourself. How do you nurture yourself. Like, that's what Archangel Gabriel wants to remind you so much. Like, wow, she just keeps coming. And I say she because she's in a very nurturing image with you, a very motherly energy of, you're tired. You're not filling up your cup. And that might be why you have seen some of the darker things these last few weeks. You might have had manifestations that kind of crumbled, or, things might be falling apart. It's time to, reevaluate, rest, and go to the next plan, go to the next phase, okay? Because something about your life right now, as I'm feeling like there's like a stuck feeling, like this cave has a little more significance than just the card itself, but I feel like you're in the jaws of a beast, right? And you're just being asked to trust the angel gate. Okay, so we have sacred journey to the angel gate in the divine masculine over here. But I'm also seeing a rainbow and the dove. And that to me is the divine promise that all will be well. It is also about cleansing, protection, and blessing. So this is reminding you, you need to daily cleanse your energy. Just like you daily brush your hair and brush your teeth, you need to energetically cleanse your aura, cleanse your body. You come into contact with all kinds of energies day in and day out. If you're not taking care of your energetic body, you're going to start getting clogged. You're going to start getting frustrated. Your magic isn't going to work. It will work, but it's going to backfire because you have, in shamanic tradition, we call them attachments, and it needs extraction. A beautiful way to do that is to ask yourself to be surrounded in divine light. And so many practitioners say, that's not enough, that's not enough. Okay, yes it is. If you don't think the divine light is strong enough, then you really don't trust the divine. And remember, this is saying, fall into my arms, trust in me. It's really that simple. I've got you. And remember that you're protected. Call upon your protection, shield. And what I mean by shielding is literally cleansing yourself first, and then shielding yourself with either a beautiful golden bubble, a white pyramid around you, a golden diamond, white, blues, golds, reds, whatever you need for that day. Try out different colors, see how it goes. Study up on some color correspondence with this rainbow coming through. It's definitely important for you to learn how color and even the color of your environment affects you. Okay, because it might be affecting you a little more than you thought. And so if you have too much red in your environment, try doing green to kind of balance that. There's that red and green again. Guys, something weird's happening for you for Christmas. So look out for that. You might have some surprises. I'm just saying, okay? And lastly, to add to your daily, to just add on and just keep piling, but on your daily regimen, you need to cleanse, protect, and then bless yourself. Speak your mantras, speak your truth, and speak love over yourself, because it's really important that you can count on yourself. And right now, I feel like you keep failing yourself, and it's just it keeps piling up, right? Just kind of like, oh no, it's a snowball. Okay, it's because you're forgetting those little tiny things, and you're forgetting that trust, okay? So I've been working with that recently in my own practice, where I'm getting back to the basics, going back and reading my old journals and reading my perspective where I was as an initiate, versus a master, quote unquote, blah, 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 right? I know there's no such thing as a master, and Uranus retrograde is definitely all about, oh, you think you're the master. Okay, so that angel is really coming through strong. That has not done that in any of my readings. That feather literally went from here to here and just whoosh. Okay, so this sacred journey is important, and it's very important for you to remember to seek and you shall find. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all righteousness, right? Seek that beautiful, pure state, because I'm hearing from the angels, and you can take this how it resonates with you, but whatever you've been seeking is not righteousness. It's either we've got some ego slippage, or You might have gotten diverted on your path, or, maybe I don't want to sound mean, but there are some of us out there that, we get really tempted by money. We might have grown up poor, right? Or in a not perfect place. And so we crave that, security and stability that money gives us. And we get so frustrated when we don't have it, right? Okay, so we have the Princess of Swords, the activist, coming out first. We're jumping into the Urban Tarot to see, okay, you got a lot of people coming into your life. I'm feeling definitely Princess of Swords, that's kind of Libra energy for me. And then the Knight of Discs, kind of that Taurian energy, especially food and pleasure. So these right here may be people or aspects of yourself that you're working with over these next few months. But something about this activism that we've all been going through has been kind of a stumbling block for you. And Spirit is saying, okay, pull back a little bit. You're getting too much in, the hate zone. You're getting to where you can't see compassion anymore. You can't even see love because you're not resonating in that environment. It's not that you're not an activist. It's not that you don't have the right thing to say and you're not speaking truth. But remember, too much of a good thing can become a poison too. So where's the balance? If you're constantly fighting, if you're constantly fighting and constantly trying to wage war on the establishment or, be this perfect person all the time, you're going to wear yourself out. And that's what this next card's coming in, of nurture yourself. Sit down and have a good, nourishing meal. Are you remembering to eat? A lot of times when we're emblazoned and emboldened by our passions, we forget the small things. And I think that's why they were going over with you the daily necessity of cleansing, protection, and blessing yourself, and remembering to eat a good breakfast. Because if you're not starting off your day with a solid foundation, you're running on an empty tank. You are not filling yourself up, and you're letting your team down. You're letting your family down and the people around you because you're not nurturing yourself. This message is speaking to me, guys, too. So I if it triggers you, good. It needs to. That's what Uranus Retrograde is about. Does not play games. It is about, listen, you are heading towards a cliff. Stop now before you hurt yourself. You've got to take care of yourself. For some of you, this is even maybe even overindulgence, okay? Maybe you're celebrating too much or drinking too much, eating too much, and it's affecting your health. I am also hearing diabetes is coming through. So some of us are moving very closely to really teetering over the edge. But remember, a lot of these things can be taken care of with exercise, diet, and, just visiting your doctor and following the steps, following through, doing the daily things that you need to take care of yourself. Please keep in mind, I am not a physician. I cannot diagnose. That just came in through as a message from my angels to you, that someone out there might be struggling with diabetes and it's out of control. So it's time to get back to this. It's all about the energetic level and taking yourself on the physical level. I feel like you're having a hard time balancing real world, spiritual world, dream world, dreams, desires, all that stuff. It's hard juggling it. And that's why Spirit is wanting you to fall into their arms, relax a little bit, and then look. The whole world shifts. The whole world shifts. It's like this was like 100 years ago, and this is you now walking, reflecting, wow, that feels like a lifetime ago. Things have changed so much. So they're saying that as you set this down, okay, and take the time for personal care and really focus on yourself and worry about, your own energy, protection, blessing yourself and cleansing your body, it shifts everything, and then your dream comes true. Okay, so it's like they want you to trust. You're so close. You're almost there. You are so close. And they're just like, you need to stop for a second. You're so far ahead but you're afraid to look back. But you're doing good. Just take the time. Rest for a second. Grab a drink. Take a breath. and keep moving because your dream is coming, okay? So that was from the Awake Inner Wisdom cards. That's so cool that came through. Let's see if this deck pops out. Oh, popped out too. It has done this every reading, I swear. Okay, so that was Archangel Gabriel saying you're welcome, coming through on that cough there. But avoid hateful thoughts, as they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. So I feel like you've been pretty hard on yourself. You set expectations that are not realistic, and they are locking you into almost like a bridle and a muzzle. Like you feel muzzled and you're struggling against that and you don't know what's wrong, but you don't even realize that it was your own doing. And then enjoy the process instead of always looking for the result. Okay, don't be so result minded. Don't be so end game minded. You're missing everything that is in front of you. You're missing this beautiful journey you're on of success and self-knowledge and seeking your truth. I mean, you're missing it. And the angels are saying, we can't help you unless you call upon us, but you're so proud that we can't even get in, that we are on the verge of having to knock you down so you'll listen. So before they come to that with Uranus retrograde coming in, I mean, guys, you've got to listen. Your angels are not playing games. They are ready for you to succeed. They are ready for you to be on your soul purpose and succeeding and winning and just coasting, into this next evolution that we're ready to, paradigm that we're about to shift into, this shift that's here, that's coming, this coming of age. But you're missing it. You're missing the journey. And you're so focused on the end game that you're missing the journey and you're not taking care of yourself. It's time to do that. And so lastly, from the star seeds, a wisdom for the ages. Here we have wisdom coming through. And see your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. So in this case, the adversary would be yourself. So the same light, intensity, and care, because if you saw another person not taking care of yourself, you would call them out on it. You would call bullshit. You know what I mean? You would be like, no, you're tired. You need to go sit down. Next, right? You know that. You see it. The problem is you're not seeing it in yourself. And the universe says that same fierceness, that same protection that you have for everyone else, you need to turn it inward and allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to get a moment to where you can hold this beautiful activism, this beautiful spiritual life, and this beautiful power that you have, and yet still rest. Find time to be human, because I feel like you're trying to be superhuman, and we're not quite there yet. You still need to care for your body, because your body is your vessel, and without it, you leave the 3D world. And so you're here for a reason. You wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to be here. That's just a fact. So you are in this place, no matter how much you want to get to the 9th dimension or further, you're not there yet. You still have a little bit of work to do. So it's time to nourish that vessel, do some checkups, do some self-check-ins, and really love on yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a beautiful Uranus retrograde and a gorgeous end of the summer. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. My name is Bradley, and thank you for watching Wildfire and Earth.